So in this room we have different sections devoted to the seven different
Yes,
different
so
winemakers.
basically right now, as you can see, we have the pedestal there, the sequel there, the feather right there, and each stack is already allocated per brand. And actually the allocation starts from the vineyard. In the vineyard we have allocated blocks of grapes, of vines, to our winemaker. And so when Michel Rolland comes from France, I'm going to know exactly to which block in the vineyards to go to. And then once we get it in the winery to do the wine fermentation process we talked about, then I'm going to know it's for Michel Rolland. Then once it comes into the barrel room, I'm going to know which barrel to use for him, since, for example, again talking about Michel Rolland, he likes to use Alain Fouquet, Saury, Sylvain. Then we're going to know which one to put in which barrels.
So you've got to keep track of things pretty closely.
Yeah, and which is really incredible to be able to work with each one of those winemakers. They tell me, their little tricks, their past experience, and they have a lot of knowledge, and they really bring their expertise to Washington State.
So I'm just thinking about your job and thinking that's got to be one of the ideal winemaker jobs. You're able to work with these seven different internationally acclaimed winemakers, each one that brings something maybe different in their style and their philosophy, and you're able to work with all of those.
Yeah, and that's very true. For me, it does not get any better, because on the better case, on the best case scenario, I could probably work with Randy Dunn or Michel Rolland or John Duval in Australia one by one, but for me to be able to work with each one of those top winemakers from around the world, they actually come to me in Washington State to tell me how to make the wine even more interesting, better, always little tricks for a young, passionate winemaker, French winemaker, to be able to work with people from around the world is just amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
They're unique.
So I'm important enough to have a barrel tasting, all right?
Of course, let's do it.
Okay.